So Bowser Jr.'s Airship Armada, or whatever it's called, is an interesting one-off level. Not only are there tons of inaccessible ships at the start of the stage, but there's something super bizarre at the end. There's a massive invisible box just beyond the last ship, floating in the emptiness of space. Let's take a closer look. Welcome to Bowser Jr.'s Airship Armada. As you can see, I am a skeletal Luigi. And today I want to kind of show you some things that are out of the boundaries of this level, and something I discovered way off in the space towards the end. So starting off, as you can see, this is the beginning of the level. When you come out here, you're supposed to hop over to here, jump into this cannon, and shoot across. Now, the thing about this stage is that your camera is fixed a lot of the time. You'll find that you can't really look. Normally you can look through first person view. Your camera's locked down for a majority of this. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm using a flying hack, but I want to show you. This is everything that's behind you when you start the level. And all of these places over here you can't normally get to. So we're going to actually visit some of these airships because they're typically out of bounds and kind of show you what's over here. So all of these airships at the start, all of them have collisions. So you can go over here, you can walk around, you can fly. Well, you can't fly unless you're cheating. But all of them are complete physical objects. And I thought that's kind of neat because there's really not much purpose in having them be like that because you can't get over here. But I guess it does make sense to just model one ship and you can kind of copy and paste it and it retains all of its properties. Now some of these ships over here are actually down below the death barrier. Well, not really the death barrier, but the black hole region. And the only way you can get to them, and I'll show you them, they're the ones that are way down there, is if you come all the way out here, fly down, and then land on them. So as you can see, we're on this one. The one that's pretty neat is this next one over here, because it's very, very close to a black hole. I think this is actually the closest you can get to a black hole without dying. And what's interesting is once you're off of these main ships, you have access to your first-person view. But it's neat because like you never get to go down here. You always see these places when you're farther in the level. But I'm always super curious. As a kid, I want to go to everywhere in a game world. So not being able to go somewhere is like a horrible tease. So kind of going back to these places now and revisiting it and seeing this whole fleet of ships out here as I die. But seeing this whole fleet of ships out here, it's kind of cool to actually go over and walk on them. So one last quick thing before I swing over to the other discovery in this galaxy. And that's that your camera does not know how to behave on these. So when you guys watched my Toy Time Galaxy train video, very similar. Your camera, you can't really rotate it too much. It can get stuck on these pillars in the back. These columns with the propellers on them. So let me see if I can. As you can see here, so the camera's getting stuck on objects. And when it does that, it's hard to see where you're going, obviously. But it can get stuck and frozen in some pretty interesting areas. So now we're going to actually shoot over to the end of the level, where I found something quite interesting. There's something super majestic about Luigi as a flying skeleton. I don't know what it is, but I totally love playing as this, the shocked version of the character. Actually, a quick thing, also, let me set my camera view. These doors, I always wanted to get inside of them. Every time I'd be on an airship in this game, I wanted to get inside these doors. Because like doors that don't open in games are like the ultimate taunting thing. Okay, so now this is where the boss fight is triggered. But this is also where the interesting thing is I was talking about. So if you fly over here into this cloud of, well, as you can see, I can't fly over here. The game constantly keeps forcing me out of this area repeatedly. At first I didn't understand why. But then I got on, I realized that there's a giant, so let me actually. So there's this giant invisible box over on the side of the level. I'm just constantly getting forced up. Even though I'm falling, every time Luigi enters this area in the game, it forces him out of it, whether it be to the sides or up or even down if you come down below. And I guess I find it interesting because of the extent that they went through to close off this area. So you have this giant floating box, but the reason it's here is actually to prevent you from boarding the boss ship. So I'm going to go ahead and trigger the boss fight. Okay, so obviously you're supposed to kick shells over there. Or throw shells. So we're gonna show you. So shells can obviously pass through here. So the shells can go through, but I can't. The problem is if I get hit by one of those bullet bills, it's going to... I'm dead. I can't recover from a mid-damage hit. Or not mid-damage. I can't recover from a mid-air hit. So, I can hit him pretty easily. I'm going to fly above him now and show you that this box is there to prevent me from getting close to him at all, even though other objects besides your character can pass through it. So we'll go all the way behind the box. Alright, so now we're behind the box. Bowser Jr. is right there. Still stuck. And even beneath this box, they really mapped out this entire place. Why they went to this extent, I have no idea. But yeah, you pretty much can't get to anywhere within this region. I don't know why they had some sort of innate fear of you boarding Bowser Jr.'s ship. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense because you honestly wouldn't be able to get to it anyways, even if you long jumped. It's quite a distance away. But yeah, what you're left with is this very strange box within this space area that you wouldn't encounter unless you had cheats. Unless you were, obviously I'm using a flying hack. Unless you had that, you would never know it's even here. So like I said, I'm pretty sure nothing's going to change once I defeat him. The ship's gonna blow up, he's gonna fly away. So the ship goes boom, star pops out, and we shall see if I can go over here. I don't think I can still. Nope. It is still there. I'm gonna end it with just gonna go ahead and just ground pound on this thing. As the screen tremors out. So that's just an interesting tidbit about this level. You have this weird space box in the background. You have these inaccessible ships up front. It's just kind of neat to kind of go back to these places and see the things that we didn't have access to when we played it when we were younger. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see all of you next time. Cheers, everyone! If you're looking for some more Mario content, why don't you check out the videos on screen? I think you'll enjoy them. Anyways, I'll catch you all next time. Peace!